Introduction. Glaucoma is a common eye disease that slowly damages the optic nerve and can lead to permanent vision loss. It is usually painless and often unnoticed until vision is already affected. Worldwide, tens of millions of people have glaucoma, making it one of the leading causes of blindness. Because there is no cure, treatment focuses on slowing or stopping the damage. Almost all current treatments work by lowering eye pressure and require ongoing therapy with eye drops, laser, or surgery. Unfortunately, many patients find daily eye drops hard to use correctly. As one recent review notes, drop therapy often has drawbacks like poor patient adherence. Many people forget or fail to use them as prescribed, and side effects. This is why scientists and doctors are always looking for better ways to control pressure and protect the optic nerve. In March 2026, several new glaucoma studies and reports drew attention. Some of these findings are already hinting at practical improvements for patients, while others are early-stage research that may only pay off far in the future. This guide will explain the most important updates from the month in plain English. What might help patients soon, and what still needs more research, especially distinguishing better diagnosis and monitoring tools versus true treatments or cures. We'll also flag which headlines deserve caution. What could matter to patients now? New drug delivery implants, lens implants for pressure control. One of the biggest practical advances is progress on sustained-release implants that deliver glaucoma medicine inside the eye, potentially replacing daily eye drops. For example, an FDA-approved glaucoma implant, bimatoprost intracameral implant, brand name Durysta, can already release a pressure-lowering drug for months after a single insertion. In March, there was news about a related approach, an intraocular lens, IOL, or implant that contains bimatoprost, a common glaucoma drop, and releases it slowly. Although this BIM-IOL device still needs more testing, it could eventually be used during cataract surgery so that one procedure also helps control glaucoma pressure without extra drops. These types of long-acting drug devices may arrive in clinics soon. They build on the success of Durysta, and experts note that such sustained-release therapies are an active development area, capturing slow changes in eye pressure and fields monitoring. A recent study, the ADAGES group, looked at long-term glaucoma data and found that changes in eye pressure and vision loss don't always happen at the same time. In simple terms, your visual field, what you can see on a vision test, often lags behind pressure changes by months or years. This is actually reassuring. It means if your pressure goes up or down a bit, your doctor may have time to notice structural changes, e.g. on scans, before you notice any vision loss. For patients, the takeaway is to trust that doctors will catch worsening disease early with regular tests, even if you feel fine. It emphasizes the monitoring side of care. Keep up with checkups and imaging. This is mainly a research finding, but it reassures us that careful follow-up can catch changes before vision is affected. Better reference data for eye scans, diagnosis. Optical coherence tomography, OCT, is an imaging test that measures nerve fiber layer thickness. Normally, OCT machines compare a patient's eye to a reference database of healthy eyes. This month, researchers reported work on building a much larger normative OCT database that includes eyes from many ages and races. In practice, that could help doctors interpret OCT scans more accurately for people of all backgrounds. In other words, if databases become more inclusive, an OCT scan for you will be compared to a more similar healthy eye. This update may improve diagnosis and monitoring, but it's still in the research stage. Wider databases mean better early detection in the future, but no immediate change for current patients. New OCT analysis techniques, research monitoring tool. Another study explored 3D shape analysis of the retinal nerve fiber layer, RNFL, using OCT data. Instead of just measuring thickness, this technique looks at the 3D geometry of the nerve fiber layer. It's an exciting idea because it might someday detect damage that traditional metrics miss. However, this is strictly research stage. Patients won't see this in the clinic yet. It's the kind of new technology that might eventually help diagnose glaucoma earlier, but more testing is needed. Neuroprotection remains a tough challenge. There were also reports on why past attempts at neuroprotective drugs, treatments meant to protect the optic nerve directly, have mostly failed. Simply put, glaucoma trials are lengthy and expensive, and finding a beneficial effect beyond pressure lowering has proven very difficult. One March 2026 paper explained that most neuroprotection trials showed no clear vision benefit, often because lowering pressure already helps most patients, and that future trials must be even longer and larger to demonstrate any effect. For now, this means doctors still focus on pressure control. Occasional neuroprotective supplements, like brimonidine drops, remain unproven, and no new cure is on the immediate horizon. What is still early research, BIM-IOL, and sustained implants. The idea of a glaucoma lens implant that releases medication, the BIM-IOL, is promising, but it is not yet a standard treatment. Clinical trials are ongoing. Even though an earlier bimatoprost implant, Durysta, was approved in 2020, putting a drug in a lens is newer. Patients should know this could happen, but be patient. It won't be widely used until safety and effectiveness are fully confirmed. Delay between pressure changes and field loss. The ADAGES study confirming a lag between pressure change and vision loss is mainly of academic interest now. It helps researchers and doctors understand glaucoma better, but it doesn't change what a patient does day to day. You still follow your doctor's advice and have regular tests. The subtle timeline details won't change your visits. Expanded OCT dashboards. Having a huge multi-ethnic OCT database is useful, but it's behind the scenes. If it becomes available, new OCT devices updates might give doctors better normal ranges for each patient. This isn't something a patient needs to request, but it's good news for future diagnostic accuracy. 3D RNFL analysis and AI tools. These are exciting innovations, like using AI to read OCT in new ways, or 3D nerve fiber maps, but they aren't products yet. So far, they show potential in research. Do not expect your eye doctor to have these tools next month. They need more development and validation. New drug classes, neuroprotection, new medications. Any completely new type of glaucoma drug, beyond pressure lowering, is still experimental. Past trials of neuroprotective drugs like memantine or brimonidine for direct nerve protection have largely been disappointing. Researchers are still trying to find compounds that help nerve cells survive, but no new eye drops or pills have proven effective at restoring vision. This means vision restoration is still not possible. Emphasis stays on protecting existing vision by lowering pressure. What not to overread from the headlines. Headlines can be hype. If you see news saying miracle contact lens cures glaucoma or AI gadget detects glaucoma instantly, take it with a grain of salt. Most of these stories describe early research or very small trials. A single study might show a result on a smartphone app or a fancy algorithm, but that doesn't mean it's ready for doctors and patients. Always check if it's in human patients or just a computer model or lab setting. No quick fix, no new treatment in March 2026 reverses glaucoma. Even the best news, like sustained release devices, is just a better way to deliver established drugs more conveniently. They help with adherence, but they don't cure damage already done. New findings often refine, not revolutionize. For example, learning that visual field loss lags behind pressure changes is important for research, but you won't notice a different prescription today because of it. Or a new nerve imaging technique might eventually lead to an app update in optics labs, but it won't change your routine exam this year. Regulatory steps are slow. Even if a study shows promise, it must go through clinical trials and approvals, FDA or equivalent. This process takes years. So if you hear about something like an implant or AI tool, remember it's likely many steps from actually helping patients. What glaucoma patients should watch for over the next year. Clinical trial results. If any of the devices like BIM-IOL lenses or novel implants are in late-stage trials, their results in a year or so could lead to FDA review. Ask your doctor or look for trials, e.g. on clinicaltrials.gov if you're interested, but know that news of a trial just being recruited is not a guaranteed change in care. New glaucoma medications. Keep an eye out for news of any new drug approvals. In the next year, it would most likely be another variation on pressure-lowering meds, for example, new prostaglandin analogs or ROCK inhibitors, since true neuroprotective drugs have not succeeded yet. Updates to diagnostic devices. The major OCT and visual field machine companies regularly update their software. In the next year, we might see updates that expand their reference databases or use AI screening. These will gradually get rolled out in clinics, so if your eye doctor updates the machine, it could be based on these new studies. Glaucoma surgery MIGS news. While not covered in March 2026 specifically, watch for continued progress in minimally invasive glaucoma surgeries MIGS. These devices also evolve, and new FDA approvals could happen. They directly lower pressure and can be important for some patients. Lifestyle and general eye health. Outside of cutting-edge stuff, the next year still heavily rests on basics. Keep your regular checkups, use medications as prescribed, and manage any related health issues. Some reports remind us that systemic health, like blood pressure and exercise, can affect glaucoma risk, so stay healthy. Overall, March 2026 brought valuable scientific insights for glaucoma, but mostly at the research level. The most immediately practical news was about better drug delivery methods, like sustained-release lenses implants, that could ease the burden of daily eye drops. Patients should continue focusing on proven strategies, consistent eye drop use, regular exams, and discussing new developments with their doctors when approved. Key sources. A recent review of glaucoma therapies highlights the global burden of glaucoma and the need for better drug delivery. The bimatoprost intracameral implant was FDA-approved in 2020. This helps us understand why innovations like the BIM-IOL lens are being pursued to improve pressure control and medication adherence. All links to sources are available in the text version of this article. You can find the full article at visualfieldtest.com. Thanks for listening. To check your visual field, click the link at the bottom of this article or visit visualfieldtest.com.